information.
False news has become all too common on social media. Unfortunately, some members of the media push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think, and this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
How's it going, guys and gals? No doubt better than those folks out in Southern California. It's such a tragic travesty as to what's going on out there. Thousands of homes lost, tens of thousands of people displaced with no idea as to where to go or how to survive. They lost absolutely everything to this fire. And there's no way you can know about this. You can't know about this already. So many just have no idea as to the level of the devastation or how this came about. I'd like to discuss the grotesque way that this has been handled so far and how mismanagement has led to this catastrophe, really. I'm going to start off with a video that's really gotten a tremendous amount of views and has gone viral, and you understand as to why in a second.
Governor, you got a second? Governor, I live here, Governor. That was my daughter's school, Governor. Please tell me what you're going to do. I'm not going to hurt him, I promise.
I'm literally talking to the president right now to specifically answer the question of what we can do for you and your daughter.
Can I hear it? Can I hear your call? Because I don't believe it.
No, you can't, because he's not making it.
There's literally, I've tried 5 times. That's why I'm walking around to make the call.
Why is the president not taking your call?
Because it's not going through. So
Why?
I have to get cell service.
So let's get it. Let's get it. I want to be here when you call the president.
I appreciate it. I'm doing that right now.
This is so very sad as to how the citizens lost absolutely everything. And the politicians like Gavin Newsom are so far out of touch with regards to helping people. I have no doubt that he's not happy being there, and because he's most likely missing his reservation at the French Laundry in Napa. Really. I'm dropping the next video in as a reference point because of the choice words that gruesome Newsom has to use or has to say.
I was not confident on the basis of the hurricane winds that we were experiencing.
Yeah, you'll understand the reason why I use this in a second here, all right?
I ask you, we've got to deal with this misinformation. There were hurricane force winds of mis and disinformation, lies. People want to divide this country, and we're going to have to address that as well. And it breaks my heart as people are suffering and struggling that we're up against those hurricane forces as well. And that's just a point of personal privilege that I share that with you because it infects real people that are out there, people I meet every single day, people the mayor's been meeting with, and they're having conversations that are not the typical conversations you'd have at this time, and you wonder where this stuff comes from, and it's very damaging as well. But we're here to get the job done.
Yeah, right. You know, through those hurricane force winds of mis and disinformation, right? It's just ridiculous. And I got to thank whoever it is for recording this video session with Gavin and Biden. It just gives us an idea as to what happens behind closed doors, really. Gavin mentions that it's damaging. And of course, yeah, it is extremely damaging to his career, that's for sure. And because these fires in the city are not the only fires that he's got to put out. You know, his constituents have lost their confidence and trust in Gavin. And after this fiasco, I have no doubt he is done politically. So we heard Gavin running to Biden in order to squash this issue, in order to squash the mis and disinformation. Now it's time to start shifting the blame, of course, right?
What's the disinformation you were referring to in the letter, and what is the correct information?
Well, I mean, look, what the president-elect was saying about state water project and the Delta smelt somehow being culpable of, somehow leading to some of the challenges that we face down here was it's words. It's a salad.
It's the form and substance of fog. It's made up. It's delusional. And it's a consistent mantra from Trump going back years and years and years. And it's reinforced over and over and over within the right wing. And so it's become gospel. And it's so profoundly ignorant. And yet he absolutely believes it. It's not an ignorance on his part. It's sort of an indelible misinformation that he sort of manifested a falsehood. And he decided to bring it into this crisis.
Yes, and we're going to be going over that in just a little bit. You know, he just laid it out flat as to his thoughts of Trump's comments. They're delusional. They're a falsehood. What more is there really to say? You know, so.
Pool reporter with you back in 2018 after the Woolsey fire when you came and visited with President Trump and then Governor Brown. I know you just put out a letter asking President-elect Trump to come here. What's your main message to him?
I'd like the President of the United States, at least the President-elect, to come and visit. The people out here, his lives have been completely torn apart. I want him to visit and understand the magnitude of this scope and what happened to the American people that happen to reside here in California. And it's with an open hand, not a closed fist. And I'm not interested in politicizing an event like this. I don't like the banality of it. I don't like the inhumanity of that. I would like people to focus on a collaboration between the executive in Washington, D.C. and in the state of California to help rebuild a community that's been completely ravaged.
Yes, it has been completely ravaged. And somehow, Gavin Newsom has the balls to invite the President-elect Trump to see the devastation now, you know, to see his handiwork. I know it's going to be done because Trump will be in office shortly, so there's no avoiding it. But it just seems so hypocritical as to the person just after having said what he did about what Trump had said, he's now reaching out to the man to have him come out and visit the tragedy and the devastation, which of course it's going to be on Trump's lap to take care of this now. It's his responsibility to fix what Gavin had messed up through all these years. Now, let's get ready for some more of that blame game.
You just sent a letter telling LA and LA County officials that you're directing the state to investigate the causes of lost water supply and water pressure during the fires.
We know what it is.
There was also a large reservoir in Pacific Palisades, the San Ynez Reservoir, that was closed for repairs during the fire.
Yep.
Local officials have said the demand for water was just too great to maintain the pressure in the hydrants, especially since aerial water support wasn't available immediately due to the high winds. Do you not believe that explanation?
No, it may be the absolute explanation, but there's so much mistrust and finger pointing. Let's just get the facts and let's get them out quickly. Let's stop the finger pointing. Let's just assess the truth.
The fact that
I'm not interested in who's to blame. I want to know what happened.
Yeah. You know what? You didn't have enough of a budget when it came to the firefighters because it was cut. In addition to that, I can't believe the fact that fire hoses were actually sent to Ukraine as gifts, I guess, from the city of Los Angeles, and they were never replaced. So, yeah, that's what happened. The governor of California, Gavin Newsom, has done a terrible job of forest management. I told him from the first day we met that he must clean his forest floors, regardless of what the bosses, the environmentalists, demand of him. He must also do burns and cut fire stoppers. Every year as the fires rage in California burns, it is the same thing. And then he comes to the federal government for funding help. No more. Get your act together, Governor. You don't see close to the level of burn in other states. Donald Trump in 2019. The man said it, and he said it clearly. There's nothing else to say, but the fact that this issue isn't over yet. You know, the body counts are still continuing to grow. You know, the price tag of this tragedy is going to be in the billions, and people are still looking for places to live. And in addition to that, 70% of the properties that were burnt down were not insured. You know, a piece of paradise went up in smoke. My prayers go out to those who had lost their lives, lost their livelihoods, and lost their homes. Thank you for watching, and as always, shoots.